can go. Keep it steady, to the letter, right? Turn it up, y'all keep the flow. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind? Ready, set, stay back. Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go.
All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go now. Silver.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. That's taken in by Callaway. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Well, that'll get them to 1st down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant. Fournette, a 1st down carry. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
I'm going to run you over. Out. Check it back.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 40.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. Not that time for Watkins. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Check 4. Check. Look at me. Door. Now.
The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11. Another good run there. He's been good all season long. I don't know if he's going to win that MVP award, but just to be in the discussion, obviously that means he's had a great run.
The raw numbers put him in the discussion. Can he carry his team to enough victories? Can he put them in a spot where we say to ourselves, well, an MVP carries his team to the playoffs. That's what he's going to need in order to get that award.
A gain of 3, second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Second and 7. At the 41-yard line.
Now it's Mixon running right. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Looking to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Haskins. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
On 3rd and 1, it's Haskins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. He's at the 30, the 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. 3rd down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field on an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
At their own 25-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
27-yard line.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Hey, let's get there. Check it out, read. Watch safety 3. Watch safety 66.
This time, Haskins will look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
The Chiefs on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
Let's go.
Now Haskins, 3rd and long. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This will be fielded at the 17. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's complete to John Ross. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. 23 yards on the pickup there and a 1st. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
And the catch good. It's Eifert. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd down. So it's 3rd and goal now, and this is where the Arrowhead crowd can make it very tough.
Hey, lock it. Hey, Haywood.
Here's Mixon. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. On play action, Haskins. Caught by the tight end Ertz. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Play action. Haskins. Wide open receiver complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 33. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Throwing now, Haskins on first down. And Callaway taking it in left side. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Haskins going to throw again. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Haskins to throw it. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Cincinnati.
Let's go.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's get up.
Hey, wahoo!
Hey, check, Mike. Let's go.
On play action, they'll throw. There goes a deep ball. Ends up. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, his 14th touchdown now on the year. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Right now, under 100 yards of total offense. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down.
Kansas City Chiefs. First down.
So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Go on, go on.
They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Check.
Joe out.
Hey, alert 3.
Smith. Hey.
Let's go right here.
And I.
Mixon will try the right side. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Set, ready, 8, read.
That's right, baby. They don't want it. Hey, check 24. Check 24. Switch. Shit.
Look, squeeze. Quick.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
And it's third down.
So first and second down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13.
Hatchet. 61, matchbox, lights.
They'll look to throw. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
24-yard gain on the play. And a Bengals first down.
Got it.
So now first and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 46. Now back to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
So a little more space to operate now. 1st and 10 from right around the 12.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. He's crashing. He's checking crack. Hey.
Fournette. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
Check pass. Check up. Shot. Mark 38. Mark 38. Mark 38.
3rd down. Here's Haskins. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Sheds off the tackle.
Let's go. Let's do it.
At their own 39-yard line.
Come on,
The Bengals drive about to get going. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the ball game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. 2nd and 5. Going deep downfield for Rowe. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Haskins. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
3rd down and 1.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And an alley to run. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. And they will finally get to him down at the Bengals 24. A great run, but, this is probably where the offensive coordinator is saying, geez, we could have used a couple of these earlier in the game.
Hey, he's probably telling the head coach, well, talk to the run game coordinator about that. I just called the plays. We should have had this going right from the beginning.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They stay on the ground with Drake. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. The Chiefs on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now Leonard Fournette. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one, because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Okay, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Coming this way, here we go.
Snap.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Solomon Thomas there on the tackle.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Go.
Again, it's Mixon. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. He'll look to throw, and that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll try and run for it. And some room to maneuver. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute, because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time, because let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Ready. Send Lobo.
You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby. Watch the safety.
General West. Hey, Echo.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He'll drop to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. They'll set up to throw. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's got this down to the 35. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
A gain of 3 yards. It's now 4th down.
The decision to go for it on 4th has worked out twice on this drive already. Here we go again on 4th down.
Check 3, check 3, check 3. Big gas, big gas, big gas. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Hey, Sam off. X3, 218, chopper. Rock it. Get it.
Now this time he'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is going to be incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Chiefs' defense comes up with a stop. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
So 2nd in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. And he hits Drake. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. Haskins now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10.
6 guard, check 6 guard. Seven's a Mike.
On 1st down, it's Haskins. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. They come out here in the eye. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for Cincinnati, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.